One of the shining examples this year, last year and this year, of a comic book done right, done in a way that is enjoyable, done in a way that fulfills everything I think all of us fans ever wanted to see in a book by this character is Ultimate Spider-Man. Jonathan Hickman is doing his thing. Ultimate Spider-Man number 15. I can't remember what was the last Ultimate Spider-Man that I reviewed. I didn't go through my videos and see. I haven't been consecutively reviewing everyone, but every now and again I'll pop in and review one. I've been waiting to pick up Ultimate Spider-Man number 15 and 16. 16 recently came out. 15 I didn't pick up, so I got digital copies of both, bought them on Comicsology, and hopefully in the future, if I happen to see them in my local comic book shop, I'll pick them up, or I'll just go ahead and order the physical copies. But I wanted to read it, and man, 15, Ultimate Spider-Man number 15. So again, written by Jonathan Hickman. They have a guest artist, David Messina. Now, I don't know anything of David Messina, but I will say this. He was a more than adequate guest artist. He managed to draw Peter Parker almost verbatim, exactly like Checchetto. Mary Jane, the face was slightly different, but man, he did a good job. Good enough that if I see David Messina's name on anything else, I'll probably pick it up, because I know even if the story is not the greatest, it's going to be some good art. So I was definitely appreciative of that. I don't think I'm going to do a full review and like read through the entire book, but I will highlight some things, namely, as I said, the art, show you some of that. And then there's a dialogue at the end of the book between J. Jonah Jameson, Uncle Ben, and the Kingpin. And man, it was Kingpin was showed in such a menacing way that you really don't see, or I haven't seen in a while. Maybe some other writer has done him justice and had him this menacing in some other book that I'm unfamiliar with, but this one was done very well. I was very pleased. So let's look at this Ultimate Spider-Man number 15, and I'll show you what I mean about. So the last time we read Ultimate Spider-Man, or the last one I reviewed, Harry Osborn was killed, and Peter Parker was not doing really good with that. This really affected him. He figured out that his cover was blown. They know about his family, and he is completely worried, so he got off grid. They're in the middle of nowhere in, looks like, either Nevada, Arizona, probably Nevada. And they're at this in this little camp, and obviously there's conspiracy theorists in this camp. Somebody has a phone that has a scrambler, and he's been able to call Uncle Ben and check up on him and see what's going on. But I want you to look at some of this art, and I'll just kind of scroll through so you can see how he drew Peter Parker right here. Art is not exactly like Checchetto, but the fact that he was able to get the face so close. I've seen many artists come behind another artist to be a guest artist, and it's like, man, this art shouldn't have followed. Like, this doesn't work well. But this right here is done correctly. I like what I see. Mary Jane is drawn slightly different. You can tell her face. Messina draws her face slightly. What's the word I'm looking for? Chubbier than Checchetto. Checchetto draws her face a lot slimmer, but it works. It works. It wasn't so jarring that you read the book and you're like, yeah, man, this is definitely a different artist. I noticed it was a different artist, but it wasn't so noticeable that it pulled me out of the book. It was like, oh, yeah, they got this other dude, but he did a good job. And I want to get to, well, there was an interaction between, hold on, this was a good one, where Peter's son is out, and at the time you think he's by himself, but he's not. And seeing, this is one thing I like about this book. I'll say this is one thing I like about this book. Now, I don't have to see a character that I can identify with, and that's not what I mean by this when I make this statement. But as an adult, it is actually good to see Peter Parker as an adult with a family, with kids, him with Mary Jane, the dynamics of a family with him being Spider-Man. I actually like this. I thought to myself, yo, this actually works. Like, I don't mind this at all. I can 100% deal with this. So this is the interaction between his son and Felicia. Now, remember, he's out in the middle of nowhere. Hello, anyone there? I haven't heard from you in a while. Sorry, I'm in the middle of nowhere and can't get a good signal. Though I did get one long enough to read about a recent bank heist. Let me go back. Was that me? Smiley face. I'm just saying, Felicia, superheroes can't be hanging out with bank robber supervillains. I'm not a supervillain, sure. Either way, I'm glad you've been thinking about me. I've been thinking about you too. That's cool. He says, oh boy. That's cool, you idiot. What's wrong with you? It is cool. Okay. He's like, yeah, save. So maybe when I get back, we can go out for something. Fail to sin. Fail to sin? Fail to sin? What the? Language. So that's when you find out that he's actually out with Peter, and they're actually going together for some father-son hero escapades. Now, this might seem cliche or like on the nose, but yo, I'm not gonna lie. I like seeing this from Peter and his son. I liked it a lot. So I'm gonna blow past some of this just to get to that interaction I was telling you about with J. Jonah Jameson. So yeah, trying not to spoil everything, but obviously you see what's going on. I'm just kind of scrolling through. I guess I could have went straight to the panel I wanted to see, but it is what it is. I'm already this far. So they go through that. Peter's talking with Mary Jane, and then he calls Uncle Ben, and Uncle Ben is obviously pretending that this is some kind of insurance agent. No, I haven't considered more life insurance. Honestly, at my age, I'm not sure I could get coverage. Hey, you're not that old, but understood. You okay? My health is good. I run with a healthy crowd. I think they all seem fine. So yes, I consider myself healthy for my age, but you know, this is the world. Do I need to come home? No, definitely not. Okay, next week, same time. Yes, thanks for your call. Insurance salesman again? It's almost like they won't take no for an answer. Maybe that's because they know more than you do. And maybe both of you should reconsider. Well, I'm strong as a bull. How about you, Ben? Stronger. Now, why are you here, Mr. Wesley? And these dudes are pretty bold in the presence of Kingpin. I'm pretty sure it's known Kingpin is not the dude to be trifled with. But they're not really giving. They are not giving at all. They are like stalwarts right here. They are not budging. They're not afraid. The two of you have been doing quite a dance, digging up all kinds of untruths about one of the great men of this city. It's salacious, really, and I don't care for it. Tough. And there's a chasm of difference between what you and I would consider an untruth. I mean, the whole idea of it, you, an innocent party, being harmed by our reporting, it's a bit much, isn't it? The feigned outrage, the pointing your finger at us as if we're the ones hurting people. Come on. If you're going to lean on us, stop. Don't pretend you're not the heavy. Show them. Kingpin is just to the point in this, and he is a savage. What is this? Tomorrow, the Daily Bugle is running a story about the reckless owner and operators of the paper. I'm here on their behalf, to see if you wanted to make a comment. What did you do? What you are looking at are various well-sourced police forensic reports confirming the deaths of murders of a not so insignificant number of people who all happen to share the name Ben Riley. So the real question is, what did you do? You killed every Ben Riley in New York? Goodness no. I belong to the global organization who killed every Ben Riley on the planet. That right there has got to be one of the most savage lines from Kingpin in a long time. He is a true menace in this book right here. Why would you did what? Why? You write a story and you think you're changing the world. You tell the truth and you think it matters. It does not. So this is what? You educating us? Or are you here to put an end to the practice? I just wanted you to know that I'm an admirer of your work. But strong words, they elicit strong response. And this is supposed to be what? This is supposed to what? Make us quit? You already killed everyone. So it's not going to happen. It's never going to happen. We're not stopping anything. We'll double down. Good. I don't want you to stop. And I don't think that was the response that they were expecting. You can tell he's like, what? He is like totally confused. What do you mean you don't want us to stop? You give me something to point to pick apart, to refrain, to ridicule, to further our plans. So I want you to keep going. You're useful. You're a useful tool to separate us from them. Your plans here, your plans, I hear that if you want to hear a God laugh, tell him all about your plans. Here's what you don't know. As far as you are concerned, I work for God. And what you call night, that's his hand casting a shadow over the earth itself. So please continue what you're doing. Be a useful distraction, but stop hiding behind others. You'll just get the wrong people hurt. Wow. So, care to make a comment for the record? They look at each other. Sure. When all this is done, when wrongs have been righted and the shadow is lifted, I'm the guy who's going to write the obituary. That's big words. And you can quote me on that. Yo, that was done well. That was a very gripping story. And I didn't read everything, but I would, if you are on the fence about buying 15, or if you're on the fence about Ultimate Spider-Man in general, maybe you're waiting for it to all be done. I'm telling you, it's worth it. I have enjoyed every issue of Ultimate Spider-Man, even the ones that people felt were too slow and they didn't like. I like all of the character development. I like all of the setup. And thus far, I have not been disappointed by Ultimate Spider-Man's art, even the guest artists. It's all been done very well.